You ask her
Do you, do you remember when you became a Christian?
Well, actually, I was at home by myself. I will always say that's where the Lord found me. I had been under conviction for a long time. We were having a revival in the church, in the schoolhouse there at Blackdown. Well, I guess I don't think I was going, or maybe I didn't have any way to go. But you know, I got under conviction, and I know the Lord was calling me. I knew there's something. And one day I was sitting there, I was peeling potatoes for dinner. And that feeling hit me just like, man, I never was so happy, just wanted to shout and go on. And I lost my potatoes, my peelings, they went everywhere. I jumped up, you know, had them in my lap. And nobody, I just wouldn't even tell anybody what happened. But I want to tell you girls. I was looking out the window, and you know, I saw the most beautiful light I ever. I'll have to cry when I talk about it. In that tree, would you believe me?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I just don't tell people about it. They wouldn't believe me.
We believe you.
You believe me. I don't know if I ever even told you or not. But you know that was the Lord. And if I wasn't saved at that moment, I don't know how you could be. I've never, ever said, no, I'm not saved. I know the Lord saved me right there. I just can't.
How old were you when that happened? Do you know?
Let's see, his poor friend was born. It's when Judy was about a year or two old.
And you've
Might
always
have been 41 or 42, somewhere around there.
have you always prayed for your children and your grandchildren your whole life? Since then, have you always prayed for your children?
Oh, yeah.
I think so. You always look for the Lord to come, I know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Heart, and it'll always be there. And I don't know, I think the reason that I didn't talk about it or tell people, I was afraid they wouldn't believe me. But girls, there was something there.
I believe it.
You believe it, don't you?
That's a neat story, Grandma. Were you ever baptized?
Oh, yeah. I was baptized in the Illinois River.
Wow. When was that?
Well, that was in the early 40s, somewhere around there.
What can you tell us about your parents, your mom and dad?
Well, they were the most wonderful parents you could ever have. They were loving, kind and good, and provided a good home, as good as they could. We didn't have a lot of money, but they were sweet people, and we just had a loving home. We loved each other. We didn't fight. I never did have that around me. They were nice people.
What did your dad do? What was his work?
He was a farmer. He worked hard. He was a hard. My mother took care of the house and all the kids. She had 6 children.
Can you tell us all their names? All your brothers and sisters?
George. You mean their full name? Or, I don't know if I remember.
Well, maybe not their full name, just their names.
Oh, I might. George Harrison was my brother. Anna Elizabeth. And Christopher Columbus. Ella Rebecca. Anne Reynolds. I'm ready. And let's see, where does the baby come in? Ella Rebecca.
Ella Rebecca.
She was the baby.
Pretty
No,
names.
Woodrow Wilson was the baby.
Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah. Horses riding.
Okay.
I'd go, my dad would go, he'd work all day while he'd go turn the horses loose, and then I'd go down to the pasture and had one horse. I'd get him up to a stump, you know, where they cut the tree off and left stump. I'd get up on that stump and get on that old horse without a bridle or saddle. I'd hold to his mane and I'd ride all over that pasture with that. I never did tell anybody though.
Oh, you didn't?
Oh no, I wouldn't tell anybody. Down there riding that horse, I fell off and killed myself.
Oh no.
Tell you a good snake story. Oh yeah, well, how about that we had in the house? Grandpa was in the bathtub taking a bath, and I went in there telling me and Rhonda were going up to the laundry. And I opened the door, and there he was, and there was a big old, great big, it was 36 inches long. He was in the bath where you wash your hands there, running around and around. And around a snake. I tried to say snake, and I couldn't say, and he looked, and he saw why. He thought, what in the world I'll do? That snake's going to get away. Well, he jumped out of the tub and got that little wrap and wrapped around him. And he said, handed me, I'd give him the snake. And he said, give him clothes and I'll take it outside and kill it. I wouldn't even get his clothes and put them on him. I said, here, I got him something wrapped around him, sheet or something. And when he got outside, he stooped over to kill the snake, and whatever it was, I had wrapped around him, it all went right in front. And there his bare end was sticking right out where everybody could see it.
Oh. Did he kill the snake?
Finally got it down, I got something, and he chopped its head off. And I said, Ernie, you're going to tell people it's not as big as I'm going to tell them it is. I measured it. It was 36 inches long. It was a big snake.
Wow, that is a big snake.
And that snake was hard.
Really?
Yeah, squeaking, making fun of no one.
Huh. I wonder what kind it was.
Rhonda's running around.
Rhonda was here?
Yeah, Rhonda was there.